More than 20 years later, former President Bill Clinton speaking about his affair with Monica Lewinsky in a new documentary, saying he feels terrible about the public scrutiny she faced and that he had the affair to manage his anxieties. Let's bring in Fox News media analyst Howard Kurtz. He is also the host of Media Buzz. Howie, here's a cover of the New York Post today, and this is my feeling about this. Bill Clinton has not ever actually fully taken responsibility for this. Now he's blaming his bad choices on anxiety, that all Americans have anxiety, humans have anxiety. And here you have Monica Lewinsky having to go through this again, and yet still not getting a direct apology from him, and it really upsets me for her.
Yeah, it is about time, about 2 decades too late, for Bill Clinton to offer Monica Lewinsky a real apology, not a perfunctory one. And it seems to me that, look, he ruined her life with a gross abuse of power. Maybe is starting to come to terms with the business about, oh, I was under such stress and anxiety. Is no excuse, but it sounds a little more human than what he said before. Here's what he did say in this documentary. Take a look.
I have no defense. This is inexcusable, what I did. We all bring our baggage to life, and sometimes we do things we shouldn't do, and it was awful what I did.
Let me just ask you from a media standpoint as well. So Hillary Clinton wants to do this documentary with Hulu, and it comes out right in the middle of the Democrats' primary campaign, just as they're getting down to figuring out who is going to be in. And yet, here we are. We're going to talk about Bill Clinton's affair with Monica Lewinsky again. I mean, the timing of this seems selfish.
Yeah, not helpful to the Democrats at all, which are trying to move on from the Clinton era. Look, Bill Clinton said it was inexcusable and so forth. I didn't hear the words, "I'm sorry." But he also says to Hulu that Monica Lewinsky deserves a normal life, but at some point you have to redefine normal. That sounds to me like the infamous testimony, it all depends on what the meaning of is. In other words, if she hasn't been able to fully recover from the dark shadow of what happened when she was a young White House intern, maybe she needs to redefine things. And that's just not fair. She's endured years of media mockery. Now, she is now a Vanity Fair contributor and anti-bullying activist, but
but she's had it hard in terms of finding paid work, and of course her name's been dragged through the mud. Anyway, we wish her the best. So I'll get off my soapbox for a moment. Meanwhile, Facebook is removing ads by President Trump's re-election campaign that asked users to fill out a, quote, official 2020 congressional district census. And basically what happened is Andy Stone, the Facebook spokesperson, said there are policies in place to prevent confusion around the official U.S. Census, and this is an example of those being enforced. Here's what Mark Zuckerberg told me back in October about how they were going to police political speech.
My belief is that in a democracy, I don't think that we want private companies censoring politicians in the news. I generally believe that as a principle, people should decide what is credible and what they want to believe and who they want to vote for. I don't think that that should be something that we want tech companies or any kind of other company doing.
So the campaign had this ad that said, here's the official census for the congressional district. You clicked on it, went to a fundraising page. Here's what Nancy Pelosi had to say about this.
Facebook has something with the authority of the President of the United States, faking its way into looking like something to do with this census. It is not. And when they were asked, they said it was consistent with their policy, even though it was a false transmission.
So Facebook continuing to deal with this after Nancy Pelosi said that Facebook did take down the ad.
Look, this underscores how untenable the Mark Zuckerberg policy is. Remember, Facebook now says it will allow any, made-up, fabricated ad because it doesn't want to police what's true, what's not, what's exaggerated. But because it has a policy about the census, and this is mildly misleading about the census, that one has to come down. And I just think that Facebook has to own up to the fact that it's a media company. Every network, every TV station sometimes has to say it's not censorship. We think this one goes too far because it's completely untrue. It's willing to do it for the census. It's not willing to do it for outright lying, fabrication, propaganda. That seems to me to be inconsistent.
Remember, Nancy Pelosi's still probably mad about the fact that they wouldn't take down that one doctored video that was fake that showed her. I mean, they've got a tiger by the tail, indeed. All right, Howard Kurtz, have a great weekend. Thank you.
You too, Dana.